Okay, hello. Wow, I'm shiny, aren't I? I don't know if this is gonna help or not. How's that? Whatever. It's these lights, they're a little bit harsh. Ugh. Whatever. I'm gonna be a little shiny today. Hey, Jeff. IO3. How's it going? You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining. And if you're over on YouTube as well, thanks for joining. Say hi in the chat if you're hanging out there. Oh, let me turn down this. What? Let me turn down the music. There we go. All right, that's better. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. I say welcome back because second day in a row that I'm streaming, which is not typical. Here's the situation. If you were not here yesterday, if you didn't catch the stream, that's fine. I can kind of, hey bro, how's it going? Good to see you here. I want to give you, yes, you missed out on the excitement. You missed out on the excitement. Yesterday, just to recap, something kind of silly happened where I published or made public a bunch of old live streams that I had done. And YouTube pushed all of them to people's subscription feeds and essentially made them appear like they were new videos, new streams. And so I spammed everyone is the long and short of it. I spammed people and they were not all too happy. So as you can see, which it's that direction. Right here, we have, oh, there we go. It's going down still. We have the graph of lost subscribers. So right now we're at 195,009. We did a poll yesterday during the stream where I was explaining what was going on and apologizing. And people made estimates, they made guesses about how many folks, how many subscribers they thought we would lose in the end, within a 24-hour period. Well, it's been 24 hours, right? Most people guessed somewhere between 500 and 750, which seems reasonable. So today, what we're going to do is reveal exactly how many folks we did lose in the end. So I feel like I need to sort of like draw this out so that people can join in, because I know people really wanted this grand reveal. Here's what I'll say before we get to that number. Today's stream is going to focus on a few different things. Obviously, we're going to be talking about this whole incident that happened yesterday. But I also need your help with a couple of questions regarding my private practice that is going to be launched at the end of the month. And I also have, I guess you could say, I sort of have another experiment, a plan to rebuild the channel, to kind of overcome this little divot that we've run into. So I'll be hopefully sharing both of those with all of you. It was funny, after the stream from yesterday went up, people were in the comments, and a few people pointed out the irony that a couple of the streams that I had made public from the past were about editing a video about incompetent people. I don't have it, I never claimed to not be incompetent, right? I'm just as incompetent as most people, I would guess. this was just a very public display of that. So a counter experiment after the unintentional experiment. Yes, exactly, Jeffrey. We're going to do a purposeful counter experiment to try to counteract the unintentional psychological experiment, psychological warfare, you might say, that we unleashed on people. I don't think this has anything to do with incompetence. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. It is, perhaps incompetence is too much. Yes, it is YouTube not being transparent. All I want is YouTube to have a function where I can publish a video quietly, or make it public quietly, right? Like if you think about this, right? I think I said this yesterday. Let's say you change jobs, and you change your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn has a function where you can choose to share it on the feed and share it with all the people who follow you or not. Why can't we do that for YouTube, right? Why can't I just quietly put it in there? Whatever. I did watch the VOD and agree that a poor design on YouTube's part. Yeah. It is poor design. It's I don't know if it's, I guess it is kind of poor design. It's poor design, but it's like, it's neglectful design. Maybe it's they're not considering that option, that possibility. If I make something unlisted and then public again, I wonder if YouTube would push the video again. I'd love to repost videos that way. That's a good question. I have never done that. Wouldn't that be an interesting experiment? My assumption would be yes. Like if you unlisted it and maybe there's like a time period where it needs to be unlisted or something like that. Like if you unlisted it for a day and then you set it to public again, it might be pushed to the top again, possibly. It seems like some aspects of YouTube have not changed since the 2000s when it was just a place to post your home videos. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I miss early YouTube because early YouTube did focus a lot on your subscription feed. That's where all the money was. At that point in YouTube, your subscriber count really did matter. These days, I don't think subscriber numbers matter at all, actually, because I get fed videos on my homepage, on my recommended page, all the time from people who have like 1,000 subscribers, right? But that one video, for whatever reason, has like 2 million views. Yeah. Which I actually don't mind. I wish that they fed me more videos that had fewer views and fewer subscribers. I'll get that every once in a while, but the recommendations aren't great. So, yeah. Anyway, whatever. Let's get to the thing that you've all been waiting for. Right now, we're standing at 195,008 subscribers. Okay, 195,008. And just a reminder, most people in the poll thought that we would lose around 500 to 750 subscribers. Well, yesterday, I guess, no, not yesterday, 2 days ago, because yesterday was when we made them all public. That's when the catastrophe happened. We had 196 and 73 subscribers, meaning we have lost 1,065 subscribers lost. Let's put the number in. There we go. The shame. There it is. That's how many folks we lost. 1,065 people. Could have been worse, you know? We could have been, was it Smosh? No, what was that React channel that lost like half of their subscribers in a day? Because they tried to trademark React videos. Something like that. What was that? What was that channel called? Was it just called React? I don't know. Somebody's gonna put that out there. Somebody's gonna know. So yeah, Fine Brothers. Yeah, that's who it was. It was the Fine Brothers. Yep. They like had a huge drop in their subscriber numbers after that news came out. Anyway, 1,065, that's chump change for a channel like yours. Well, let's take a look at this in the context of time. So okay, so 1,000. There are a lot of people who would love to have 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 when you're starting out on YouTube and you're like really trying to grow your channel. The first 100 are the hardest. The first 1,000 is really hard, and then of course YouTube has this sort of way of growing more exponentially as you get bigger and as you build up sort of that back catalog and stuff like that. But I'm getting off topic. If we look at this in the context of, okay, so right now we're looking at the last 28 days, right? So we've lost more than a month's worth. If we look here at the beginning of the a month earlier, we had 195, 618. So we're 600 below that, right? So probably like 2 months worth of subscribers that we've lost, so to speak. But if we put that back in according to 90 days, we've grown by 2,000, almost 3,000 subscribers. No, 2,000 subscribers. And then of course, if you look back at 365 days, right, just a year, it's just a little dip. But for the most part, we keep growing and growing. So over the last year, we haven't had huge growth over the year because our upload schedule has been slower this year. But 18,000 subscribers in a year, that's not terrible. But then you look at that and you're like, okay, well, you lost 1,000. That's 17,000. Or I guess we probably had 19,000. Now we have 18,000. So it's not nothing. Oh, look, it actually went up that time. So barely 0.55% of your subscribers. Well, when you put it like that, Jeff, it really puts it into context. What's concerning is that the curve is flattening, not going up. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me all that much, right? That it is kind of flattening like that. We haven't had any like huge videos that have taken off. I feel like the algorithm has been kind of mean to us. I'm sure every creator says that, or a lot of people, But I have a fix, okay? I think. I have an experiment. I sort of alluded to this at the beginning. I have an experiment based on this most recent experience that I think could help, okay? So if we want to try this new experiment, I have a plan that I think could rebuild all of those subscribers pretty rapidly. The only catch, right? The only thing is, it'll only work if you watching right now, and I'm pointing at you, actually participate. So it's going to require audience participation. And that's the hard part, because I think it's pretty hard to get people to do something like this. Like people come to YouTube and you're watching this live stream because you just want to relax and chat and lurk and just hang out. So like, it's hard. I don't know. It's just hard to get people to do something. But I do think that this could work if even just like a small number of people did this. And if my guess is correct, I think we could get back all these subs and even accrue at a faster rate, right? Look at this curve, and it would go up rather than flattening. So it'd go at a faster rate than it was before. So we can think of this as a live stream side quest, okay? Here's my thought. Here's the side quest. So YouTube and the algorithm don't really care all that much about subscribers, right? How many subscribers a channel has. I care about that, right? I care about subscribers because it's just like, I don't know, it's an arbitrary number that boosts my self-esteem, right? And maybe you care about subscribers, right? When you look at channels, you trust the ones that have more subscribers. And in my situation, in this case, maybe you just like to see the line go up, that kind of thing. But YouTube doesn't, right? YouTube doesn't care about subscriber numbers, at least not when it comes to like actually pushing content to new viewers. What it does care about, though, is whether a person has seen something similar and whether a video has good watch time, right? So in order to get more subscribers, our videos have to get in front of a lot of new eyeballs. So here's where you all come in, right? So if, and this is a big if each of you, or even a small number of you, shared one of our videos, and we're not talking about like blasting this out onto some huge platform that you have or anything like that, right? Like Reddit is a great way that, you know, it's awesome. We've built, when we were first starting out, Reddit was actually a way that we grew our subscribers when we were small, and we've gotten a lot of love and support from them over the years, which a lot of people can't necessarily say. But I'm not even talking about that. What I'm saying is, if you share one of our videos with like a group chat of your friends, right? Or if you were to post a link on Facebook or Discord or Slack or something like that, that could make all the difference, right? Because, let me give my theory here. If, let's say, like 4 people watch, like click on the link that you send, right? 4 people. That's not a terrible amount, right? But that's pretty reasonable to expect, maybe. What that does is that puts our videos in their feeds, and they may watch other videos of ours, which would be great, but maybe not. But what's more important is that by adding those people into potential viewers, that will lead YouTube to recommend our videos to other people like them. So it's not really about getting your friends to subscribe, right? We don't really care what they do. We care about your friends because they're, you know, I'm sure they're good people. But instead, it's about getting your friends to watch so that then YouTube increases the number of impressions of our videos that it feeds to other people, which then gets more people to watch our videos, which then leads to more subscribers, and that builds up. Does this all make sense? So it's all about impressions. Impressions being like, that's when it like shows up on your screen like a video shows up on your screen or something like that. So I see some questions coming in. I'm one of those terrible people that don't pay any attention to recommended videos within YouTube. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to pay attention to that. It's whatever. I think good on you for, if you have people that you subscribe to and you watch their videos, those are the people that are great. I imagine subs might feel more validating for the overall project of the channel as opposed to the individual videos. Yeah, I mean, it's a way to show like, okay, things are still progressing. Which video? Okay, we're getting there. We're getting to that. We're getting to which video. I'll share your video game therapy video. You can. I have some requests. The video game therapy video, I mean, share it, right? If there's a video that you feel is going to fit the people who you're going to share it with, then go for it. Here's my thought. So, I think in order for this to work, we need to pick, you as an individual need to pick a video that's going to keep people watching for as long as possible. So let's just pull up our channel real quick. Okay, we'll go to videos. Here's my thought. It's probably a safe bet to choose, obviously, one of the more watched videos. So if we were to sort this by popular, then what comes up? I mean, our most watched one is our shrooms video, which is funny, talking about psychedelics and stuff like that. I think this one just appeals to a lot of people because they are interested in like understanding what the heck is going on. Obviously some cat videos, right? Cat videos are easy source because there's sort of an experimental side to that. We've got a music video, right? That's sort of a niche music video. Yeah, the drug ones seem to do good. This is an older video, but talking about cannabis. I can't believe we listed as marijuana. That seems very kind of outdated now. Maybe we'll change that. I don't know. But, we have a whole plethora of stuff. And of course, if you look at our more recent stuff, we've been getting into, a lot of my videos at least have been focusing on more sort of social issues, like mass shootings. We've been talking about AI, animal research, that kind of thing. I really like the Elon Musk video. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of options that are available to you. I would say, though, what we're looking to do is maximize view time per individual. And this is based on your own judgment. But I would not pick something that you think someone's going to click on and then immediately click off of. So that's your side quest. Should you choose to accept it, is to share one or more of our videos with friends, family, loved ones, random strangers, the entire internet, that kind of thing. And then what we'll do is we'll come back at a future stream, maybe next week, and see how well we're doing and see if it's working. Okay, so that's going to be the payoff, is if we do this, if we can do this, if we can get this going, then we can come back and look at it and see if it's actually doing anything. So that's the experiment. Okay. Love from India. Hey, Prince, nice to see ya. The what can you do with a neuroscience degree definitely gave me confidence to finish my master's in neuro. That's awesome. Uncommon Neuron, thanks for joining and thanks for the nice, well, just the nice words. That's really great to hear. I still very much share the music videos wherever I have the chance, but they're old. They are old. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're old. This is not about trying to resurge some old content. What I'll say is, if somebody watches an old video, they're going to get recommended a newer video. if somebody watches the newest video, they're going to get recommended anything new that we put up, or older stuff sometimes too. YouTube does tend to push more newer things, although they've gotten better at having more of a mix. I'll get recommendations for videos from like 9 years ago, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. I love the music videos. They make mind-numbing tasks in the lab not quite as excruciating. Glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, so that's all I wanted to propose, okay? That is an option. It is not required, obviously. It's not something that I'm even expecting, really. It's more of a kind of long shot, fun thing to try out. So we can always see if that works out or not. As you can see, though, our subscriber numbers have increased by 1. Oh, wait, you actually can't see that. Let me switch it back. There we go. Oh, no, never mind. No, it keeps going down. That's okay. Hey, Modiak, are there any studies on the effects of video games on children? An example would be to look at children growing up in the 70s to about the 2010s. So, I guess if you're wondering about the, like, I guess the question is like, what effects? Because research there have been a lot of research about the effects of video games, and so I guess I'm curious about like what specifically you'd want to know about. There have been tons of studies into whether video games increase violence, like violent video games increase violence, and the research says no. Video games have been shown to be useful for treating certain issues that children face. Video games have been shown both to at times be isolating, but also to provide social support. So there's kind of mixed evidence there, that kind of thing. So yeah, if there's anything specific that you're wondering about, and this is all just kind of off the cuff, I'm not diving deep yet, but maybe we could do a video at some point about that. Oh, sorry you have to leave, but I'm glad that you... I'm sorry that I spammed you, man. It was not my intention. I had a whole stream yesterday where I was apologizing, and I promise I'll never do it again. So, sorry. And Ritesh, thanks for the nice words. I appreciate that. Okay. I think we can kind of move on now. So we've talked about the subscriber thing. If you're just joining or you're joining late, yesterday I spammed everyone on accident by publishing a bunch of videos that old streams essentially that YouTube then pushed out as though they were new. So we're trying to counteract that. We'll see. Like if you want to know, I don't know, I think about this a lot just in terms of the mechanics of YouTube. And this isn't something that I try to gamify or that I think I even do a particularly good job of exploiting or anything like that. But like if you want to know what the algorithm cares about, it's a few things. First off, it cares about duration and the percentage watched of a video. So watching a video all the way to the end, including the advertisement in there, right? Or the silly play out music. If you watch a video entirely, YouTube will rank that video higher. Second, it cares about watch time overall, but not just of like our videos, for example. So if you were to watch one of our videos and then let it autoplay to the next one, or if you watch one of our videos and then when it ends, you click on a suggested video after ours finishes, YouTube essentially would give us credit for that, right? Because we're essentially helping them by keeping you on the platform. And that's what they want. They want you to stay on YouTube for as long as possible. And third, YouTube cares about, and the algorithm cares about click-through rate. So if you were to see one of our videos pop up on the recommended page, or as a suggested video or something like that, that's what we call an impression. And that just means that it has appeared in front of you on your screen. And the click-through rate is the percentage that measures how often someone clicks on that video when it appears. So a good click-through rate is like 5% or above, right? That's healthy. And then below that, you can have lower and lower, all the way down to 0%. So I don't know, I just think about this all the time, how like, if you were really trying to build up a channel, you would really have to focus on those things. You'd have to have videos that have a sudden ending. Maybe you don't do advertisements as part of that, and you try to find some other way to fund your channel. You try to push people to another video right at the very end, or like tell them to do something that like keeps them on the platform. And you have to have like super good thumbnails and titles that attract people. That's why clickbait exists, right? Is because of systems like this. So anyway, it's interesting. I just think about that all the time. Essentially, the goal is to get you to spend every waking moment thinking about a channel and nothing else, and spending all your time on YouTube. That's what the algorithm wants. So that is the society we live in. Judging by the sub count, many have moved on already. Sounds like you're talking about a series of mini episodes. Yeah, kind of. I guess that's true. Yeah, if you made a YouTube channel that had mini episodes, actually, that's a good point, Jeffrey. If you want a good example of someone who does this really well, Ryan Trahan does this really well, because he does series where they build on each other. So he does like the penny challenge videos, and crushes it on YouTube. That's not really the kind of videos that I'm interested in making, but more power to him. Just an interest in general. I grew up in the 80s and played video games extensively. I'm curious about looking for notable differences in generations and the culture of video games they grew up with. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I think the main difference that you would see is just the number of people playing video games, right? Going from the 80s to now, especially with phones, if you would consider people who play games on their phones to be the same as playing video games like on a TV screen or a computer, there's a lot of people who do that. There's a lot of folks who play video games these days. So anyway, I don't remember when did I subscribe to this channel, but it seems I do watch those cat videos, but I've gotten curious with ADHD and of course neuroscience topics. I click this live because there's help in the title. Yeah, well, I appreciate you joining. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them out. But I think I'm kind of done talking about this whole incident, all right? It was a thing, okay? Oh, we actually went up again. Oh, back down. Oh, never. What the heck? Okay, forget I said that. It's playing with me. Hey, we're at a round number. Oh, never mind. Okay, well, we're at a very high ending number. Whatever. We're done talking about this now. I'm kind of done talking about this whole incident that occurred yesterday. As you can see by the chart, it is evening out. At the end of the day, we ended with 195, 103, And now we're at 194, 999, or I guess 195. So we, from yesterday midnight to today, we've lost 103, which is that's significantly slowed down. So we'll get it back. We'll get them back eventually. Now, what I'd like to talk about instead is I want to shift to some private practice talk. So if you're not aware, I'm starting a therapy private practice at the end of the month. I'm going to be starting seeing people on July 31st, and things have been going decently well. Oh, good to see you, bro. See you later. Okay, so here's, and thanks for sending it out to your Discord. Thank you. So here's my thought. I've been working. Let me change my view a little bit. Let's just go to. Let's do this. How do we do this? Let's do. This. This. Hey, there we go. Wow. I look very saturated. Anyway, here's what I have, some questions for all of you. When there's thunder outside. It's a very dreary day today. So I'm going to be starting my private practice at the end of the month. And there's some considerations, some things that I've been thinking about that I want to work through. And I figure who better to ask than you all who are watching right now. So first off, based on one of our earlier streams, I have updated my website to reflect the name that we have selected. And I also submitted a DBA, so that's set to go. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just pull up the website. And then we'll switch this. There. Oh. Get this out of the way. And we'll move this over. Boom. So, change my website to reflect the name Therapy with Micah, which is the name that we settled on. Before that, it was Micah Caldwell Therapy, PLLC, which is not great. We went through a lot of name options. We considered a lot of different names, and it's so funny because this is the name that I had, just to kind of show you here. Let me see if I can select this. This is the name that was just sort of my stand-in. Like when I needed a URL, I purchased therapywithmicah.com because I was like, well, I need something. I don't want it. I need somewhere where I can put my website for now. So I just grabbed it because it was available. And that ended up being what everybody liked. So that's the name that we're going with. And I like it too, actually. I guess I was just surprised that that's what people gravitated towards. So, hello, Cap Crunchy. Wait. Do I know you? Anyway, so that's set to go. I updated my logo, just made that myself, and so that's kind of set, which is good. But I have, actually, my first question is a dress code question. Yeah, I am a therapist. Yep, that's me. I have a dress code question. So let me go back to where I was before. Ooh, see that? Look at my hand. Oh, I have another thing on. Oh, I'll keep it on. It looks better anyway. So here's my dress code question. Everything is virtual, right? All of my sessions are going to be virtual. So this is kind of what you're going to be able to see, right? If you were to be a client, you won't be able to see my pants or my shoes or my socks or anything like that. Those don't matter because nobody's going to be seeing that. However, upper body is in view, right? So traditionally, I go for a business casual vibe. So I'll have a short sleeve shirt, button down, short sleeve button down, at least in the summer months, in the warm months. Then I'll do like long sleeve button down when it's cooler outside. And if I'm chilly, then I've got my jacket that I can put on right over the button down. And it's just like a hoodie. Pretty casual. But here's my question. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm gonna pose a question to you. If you were looking for therapy, and you saw me as a new therapist, and we have our first session, and I showed up wearing a t-shirt, what would you think? And we're not talking about a graphic tee. I guess what I was thinking more is like just a nice, plain, solid colored t-shirt that fits well, right? Sort of like this. This is maybe a bit more patterned than I would go for normally. Maybe something like this. Maybe I'd wear something like this, but probably more solid colors. Thoughts, impressions? What would you think of that if your therapist wore a t-shirt for virtual, right? Actually, you know what? Let's do this better. I have a better way of doing this. I am going to make a poll. Let me do this. Start a poll. And let's write in. And this is okay. We'll do a Likert scale, just to really lean into our psychology roots. Oh, seriously, it's only 4 options. Why not 5? Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so on one end we'll have strong, like. On the other we'll have strong, dislike. Okay. All right. Poll is live. If you're on Twitch watching this, I'm sorry I can't make polls on Twitch right now. Maybe at some point. But this is I guess you can rank it. So 1 is strong dislike. 4 is strong like. Right? So 1 is strong dislike, 2 is dislike, 3 is like, 4 is strong like. And the question is, if you came to a session with me, my hair's all over the place. My hair wouldn't look like this, okay? If you came to a session with me and I was wearing a t-shirt, what would you think of that? Would that be something that you would like, dislike? Maybe the answer is you don't care. But I want to ask this because I think it's important. And it would be a solid color, good fitting shirt. In both scenarios, shirt versus t-shirt, you have a trade-off of clients being reluctant to disclose information because of a lack of professionalism or because it's too professional. It's a toughie. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too, right? It can lean both directions. So I don't know. I think a t-shirt with 1 to 2 buttons undone would be the safe bet. Pattern shirt to cover all bases, or even better, an overshirt over a t-shirt. What's an overshirt? Wait, 1 to 2 button. Okay, so normally when I do have the button down, I try to keep it pretty casual. I like shirts that have fun patterns on them, right? That kind of thing. Pattern shirt to cover all bases, or even better, an overshirt over a t-shirt. I don't even know what is an overshirt. Initial meeting might be more important than subsequent when some trust has been established. Yeah, that's a good point, Tim. So maybe that's the approach, is first appointment or first couple of appointments, you have a bit of a more professional appearance. You do the button down, and then after a few weeks, then you switch to the t-shirt. Maybe I'm overthinking this. If my therapist wore a metal band t-shirt, it would be strong like for me. We got a metal band fan. All right, give us your metal band recommendations. Look, can I say something? Can I go on a tangent about metal bands, about metal as a genre in general? This has nothing to do with therapy. Or maybe it's therapy for me. I don't know. I like a lot of different kinds of music, and I like exploring new kinds of music and appreciating music for what it is. And I can appreciate metal. I can appreciate metal for its culture, for its the complexity that it can incorporate, for some of the messages that it can promote. Like there's some really cool metal bands and metal music out there. Metal is not often part of my rotation of music, though. I find it to be kind of hard to listen to for extended periods of time, and so I don't end up finding a lot of new metal music that I really think to myself oh yeah, I got to add this to my whatever liked songs on Spotify or something like that. So I want to like it more, but I feel like I need a documentary to explain why I should appreciate metal. Anyway, that's my TED Talk. Thank you for coming. Let's see here. Overshirt is a shirt completely unbuttoned over a plain white t-shirt. Oh, yeah. I think this is maybe a biased opinion. I feel like that is less professional than just a solid colored t-shirt, because then the vibe that you're giving is the surfer dude or the slacker in high school or something like that. Maybe I'm off base. That's just me. Part of me, I just want a stream where you bring all your options. Or I already read that before. Let's see. Part of me wants to say that your dress code should be more about what feels comfortable to you, because your clients might pick up on your comfort level more so than the way you look. Jeffrey, that is very insightful, and I think probably accurate. I think that's pretty good advice. I mean, how am I supposed to argue with that, It both feels nice and it confirms my own bias. So I'm just prone to say yes. Even switching up shirts over time may be more beneficial because you ensure you retain rapport but don't allow complete comfort. where the client may begin to withhold information out of embarrassment. I'm very new to your channel today, actually. I'm curious, what is your profession respectively? Asking, of course. Wow, hey, Jason. Glad that you could join us. Thanks for the recent subscription. That is not the usual thing to do as of late, because we had some people unsubscribe because I accidentally spammed our channel. My profession, I'm a therapist, a mental health therapist. So I'm licensed in Illinois and California, and I do weekly therapy with folks. I've worked with a lot of different populations, but I'm at the end of this month striking out on my own and doing my own practice. So I'm pretty excited about that. Regarding overshirt, yeah, I think you're right there. I'm glad that that we could come to a common understanding about the overshirt. But I'm sure there are therapists that could pull that off. I'm just not one of them, That's just not my vibe. Okay, so it seems like I'm looking at this poll. It's funny. We had a 1 through 4 rating. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All of the votes were in the 3 and 2. Everybody gravitated to the middle. So no one had strong feelings in either direction, which is fascinating to me. So if you haven't voted, vote now, because I'm about to close it, okay? Put it in, I'll give you a minute, okay? And you guys are a little bit delayed from me, so that's probably more like 45 seconds. Now everybody's gonna put in votes for like very strong feelings. Oh, we got real thunder here. It's really nice, actually. When I was living in California, you wouldn't get storms like this, which is a pro and a con. The weather was always beautiful in San Diego, but yeah, there's something nice about needing to stay inside and stay sheltered from the rain. Oh, what? Sorry, my browser just crashed.
Edit these by clicking on their name.
Okay, here we go. That's awesome to hear. Congratulations. I'm subbed to... Oh, you're a friend of my brother. That's great. Happy to see you here. I appreciate all the support. Yeah, it's nice when communities can come together. Hey, everybody, it's working, all right? The plan that we set out ahead of time. We're already seeing people subscribe after, just a short... We haven't even ended the stream yet. When I was in legal practice, I dressed pretty casually, collared shirt, jeans, sneakers. But my client base, migrants and immigrants, seemed to appreciate the approachability. Yeah, I could see that, Tim. First off, awesome that you do immigration work, immigration law, if that is your profession. I was in the immigration space myself for doing therapy for migrant children for a while too, actually. And yeah, I could totally see that dressing in that way would make it more approachable rather than sort of this term doesn't fit every profession, but it's sort of like in the medical profession where they have the white coat syndrome. I want to avoid that. I don't want to come across... When I first started, when I was in school learning to be a therapist, I think I went to my internship for like a week wearing a tie. Right? I had a tie, buttoned down, like long sleeve button down, had a sports coat, all that stuff. Because I thought that that's what I was supposed to do, and I immediately realized that was not the vibe. So I dropped that very quickly. Still did the button down, but I just no tie, no jacket, nothing like that. It was. I'm currently doing a terrifying career pivot. No way, Tim, what are you doing? Hey, there it is. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate the sub. What's the career pivot, Tim? A therapist in a white coat would make me oldie uneasy. Yeah, a therapist in a white coat would be bizarre. So anyway, let me close this poll. I've left it up long enough. If we look at the poll results, 70% said that if I were to wear a t-shirt instead of a button down, people would like that. Not strong like, just like. 23% said that they would dislike that. Not a strong dislike, but just kind of, they dislike that. 5% said that it would be a strong like, and 0% said strong dislike. So, fascinating. Good to know. I think that to a certain degree, I actually really like Tim's recommendation of maybe you start off a little bit more formal and then you pull it back with clients. That makes sense to me. I also like what Jeff said about like it really more matters about me and what makes me comfortable to a degree. Yeah, I don't know. There's some other point that I was going to make, but now I've forgotten. Couldn't have been that important. I'm moving to creative production world. Video, music, animation, possibly games. Whoa. That's a big switch, Tim. That's awesome. Wow. People wearing suits are often scammer immigration. Interesting. I didn't know that. I know a lot of immigration lawyers, actually. Friends, family, that kind of thing. Anyway. Hi, just joined building therapy practice. What are we doing? Yes. Atray, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Atray, we are kind of built. So I just had a poll where I was asking how you would feel, if you were to see a therapist for the first time. Like if you were to see me for the first time and I was wearing a t-shirt, maybe similar to this or just like a solid color t-shirt that fits well. Is that something that you would like, dislike, that would be approachable, that kind of thing? Oh, thanks, Tim. Have fun. Yeah, appreciate that. I will trust my gut. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. My clientele, at least right now, is mostly younger folks, college, graduate student, medical student, those kinds of folks. So I don't think that they would mind as much, right? They're not necessarily looking, and this is a generalized statement. I don't think that they would necessarily be looking for someone who's like super buttoned up, Oh, thanks, Pearl. I appreciate that. Yeah, the website is, oh no, that's not the right one. Let's switch that. There we go. The website is just kind of the cookie cutter website that you get with my electronic health record. So I need to build out a full website, and there's things that I want to include on there, like resources, maybe a blog sort of thing. Just to have a lot more. I want the website to actually be like a resource rather than just a place to schedule, which is kind of what it is right now. So, you can have information about me and all that stuff, but it's really just intended to get people to right here, to this request appointment piece, or for the portal for existing clients. So at some point, let's see here. I think a therapist in a t-shirt is approachable and relatable. That's good. I usually VC my therapist. VC. What does that mean? When she is in her daughter's bedroom, because which is the quietest room in her house, in sweatpants. Oh wow, that's very casual. But that's great, you know, that they're able to make it work like that, you know. You crossing your arms would make me more uneasy than any t-shirt. You should mind your body language. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I try to have open body language. Usually when I'm in session, I'll be kind of like this. I'll cross my arms if I'm thinking, right? That kind of thing. I do try to mind my body language. What about a doctor with a shirt? Well, I'm not a doctor. But yeah, what about a doctor with a shirt? What would you think about that? I think I'd be okay with that. If they're a younger doctor, I'd be like, yeah, cool. If they had just like, yeah, if that was part of their uniform. Actually, you know, throughout my time in various clinics, you know, I was a director. Boomer doctors can wear t-shirts too, but they have to be cool. No, I'm just kidding. They can wear t-shirts. Oh, video chat. That's what VC means. Okay. Throughout my time, you know, when I was hiring doctors, I would hire psychiatrists when I was directing a clinic, but also just like working with doctors, like at my last job or at other jobs. A lot of the psychiatrists were pretty chill. Some of them were older and would wear like the full button up or would even have ties, that kind of thing. But I had a fair number who would come in like athletic gear. It was nice stuff, you know, it was like good athletic gear, but it wasn't your typical, you know, they wouldn't wear a coat or a sports coat or a jacket or anything like that. So I don't know if they can do it. I love the idea of having a resources section for handouts on demand or something. Yeah, exactly. That's sort of the hope, is handouts. Like, you know, I want to build it for not just to prioritize kind of virtual resources, excuse me, but also local stuff to me. Because I hope to sort of build up that clientele is to have people in the community who, like in the Chicago area, and be able to point them to things nearby. If you ever need a website help, feel free to reach out, even for advice. I've been building them for almost 15 years now. Wow, you're pivoting out into neuroscience. What? That's cool. I do actually have a question for you. And maybe you just have good advice on this. So, I guess my question is, what platform do you think would be best for building a website? So, my experience has been with WordPress, and I use like a theme within WordPress to build out websites in the past. And I know that WordPress can be pretty flexible, that kind of thing. But I know that there are other options that people advise, you know, Squarespace and all this stuff. I guess my worry is getting too simple and then not being able to customize it in a way that I want to. I'm also not like a professional website builder, so I would probably have somebody else help me out with that. But I want it to be understandable enough that then I could maintain it after that, right? And update it as needed. So, yeah, I don't know. I have experience with WordPress, but I've heard that there are concerns with like, you know, security with WordPress sites and stuff like that. I'm all over the place. So any advice would be much appreciated. Let's see. Stan Lip Stan Lipschitz in the Suits series is what I imagine if I have a therapist and behave. I have never seen that, so I don't even know what you're referring to. What if, when scheduling a session, the client could also select their personal preference for your dress level? That would be something, Jeffrey. Here's kind of my thought is, you know, if I do decide to go kind of the more casual route, when I do my website, you know, instead of it appearing like this, I'd probably have a picture of myself on the website, like front and center. And in the picture, I'd probably be wearing a t-shirt. And that way it sort of sets expectations from the beginning. I think that would be ideal. Regarding body language, one of my clients heavily involved in Paul Ekman's body language theories recently noted to me about new findings related to the showing of hands within the frame, making a person more reputable and trustworthy. I just put my hand in the screen just because of that. So it could be handy to keep in mind the aim the camera lower than you would initially feel. My go-to these days is WordPress, especially. Okay, so let me address that first. I talk a lot with my hands in sessions, so that's good to know. I don't know if I would angle it down all that much, because it cuts off my head. And there's just not that much room. I will often back up, especially if I'm standing. I'll back up to give a little bit more room. The other part with angling it down is then you see more of a view like that. And it can be kind of a weird perspective. But good to know about hands. That is helpful. My go-to these days is WordPress, especially if you're confident with it, just because, as you said, the flexibility is far more customization available to you with WordPress than anywhere else. Okay, that's all I needed to know. I think I will probably go with WordPress. Security issues you can overcome with plugins and general server health check-ins. Otherwise, quick security blanket option is to just run it with Cloudflare, which will also help with faster loading. Oh, good to know. Faster loading. Fair enough. Just don't leave an other option or people are going to ask to see you shirtless. Allie, I said it once, I'll say it a million times. No, you can't be my client. All right? I'm just kidding. Yeah, no shirtless option. Have we talked about your thoughts on polos? Polos, yeah. I used to wear polos a lot when I was in high school and grade school. It was like kind of the polos were the school uniform in grade school and middle school. And then in high school I would wear polos. I don't wear polos anymore. Polos these days for me are I think let me make sure that I'm saying this correctly. Yeah. Polos. I do own polos. Polos are now only worn in my life when I go golfing. That is the only time I ever wear a polo. So, polos were the Catholic boys' school uniform everywhere, I think. Yeah, polos were, yeah. So they're closely attached to that time in my life. And I don't really want to go back to wearing polos. There are nice polos out there, you know, and I know that a lot of people have started wearing polos with sports coats, like with sports jackets, which is a look. I don't particularly enjoy it, but whatever, teach their own. Hey, what do you think about, first off, hey Zubu, What do you think about AI and the direction it will take in psychology? I work in research and it's starting to boom. Well, I guess I'll answer your question by asking, it doesn't actually answer your question, but I'll ask another question, which is, where have you seen it boom? How have you seen AI being used in psychology? Yeah, I'd be curious to know what you've seen so far. Okay, I think we've settled, at least we've settled the section about dress code, which is people don't care that much. And I should do whatever I want. That's sort of the message that I'm getting. But I have another question that I wanted to kind of talk about, which is, it has to do with audio. So normally, and by normally I mean all of the virtual therapy that I've done up until this point, during those sessions, I don't have a microphone in front of me, right? It's not visible in frame. Instead, I end up using the microphone that's built into my camera, which is decent, but it's nowhere near the quality of this microphone. So my question is, how would you feel about a therapist having a microphone visible? This one I feel less sure about, right? So I'd be curious to hear about that. I guess there is a third option than just like, do you have the microphone in frame and then you have good audio, or do you use the microphone on the camera, which will be less good audio, but still fine. It's totally suitable. I've never had people complain about not being able to hear me, that kind of thing. But it would just, it wouldn't be as crisp. The third option is I could use a good microphone, but have it off screen, which might be the best of both worlds. Maybe we should preview what these sound like. So let me see if I can even do that. Yeah, I think so. Audio. How do you input capture? Is that what it is? Yeah, here we go. Oops. There we go. There we go. Hang on, I'm just setting this up so that you can actually hear this. I don't even know how this works. Okay. This is what my let's turn off the music. This is what my camera audio sounds like. Okay, so this is what for the last, you know, whatever, 3 years, this is what clients hear when I'm in session with them. Okay, versus, you know, if we want to do a comparison, let me throw that up there for you real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, ready? So we've got, let me do a side by side. I'll say, this is what my camera microphone sounds like. This is what my other microphone sounds like. Okay? You've got the comparison. You should spend the money on a professional overhead mic? Overhead? That seems like too much. I don't know about that. Let's see here. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. So Najin says that my camera mic is not that good. Seeing your audio setup isn't distracting. Hearing the room is distracting. So the camera mic is tough for me. Okay. So this is better than the camera mic, obviously. We knew that was going to be the case. Second one is much higher quality. But your online therapy platform might compress your audio anyway. So it might be a wash. That's true. So, okay. So Taramadi, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. You mentioned a shotgun mic. I have a shotgun mic. I have 2 shotgun mics. I probably wouldn't use our really nice one because I don't want to wear it down and break it on accident. But I would maybe use our other shotgun mic. So give me 1 second. Maybe I can show. What can I do? Okay, let's just do this. Yeah. Okay, give me 1 second, okay? Okay. There it is. Aha. So I have this other behind the screen. I know. You didn't even know that this existed, did you? I have this other microphone that I haven't used all that much. But it potentially could be exactly what we're looking for. So let me get it set up, and then we can compare. Ugh. Okay, got to plug in. XLR cables are great in certain ways and a pain in others. Okay. I'll turn music back on so that we don't have silence. There, you can all listen to the wonderful lo-fi video game music. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the mic temporarily, so 1 moment. Okay, so here's the situation. Right now we have this microphone on. So let's do, I'm gonna turn off the music again. Right now we have this microphone on, okay? Let's do a side-by-side comparison. We all know that the camera mic is terrible, okay? So we're not even gonna consider that one anymore. We have this one, okay? This, I'll do the test audio so you can compare. This is, what do we want to call this? This is the condenser mic. This is the shotgun mic, okay? That's what the shotgun mic sounds like. And I could have it off screen up here, or I could even put it up here, right? But just out of frame, and you won't be able to see that. Quality's pretty similar? Really? So I could attach it to my... Oh, shoot. The windows are open and it's raining a lot. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So, I was talking earlier about the, let me change the mic back. Okay, there we go. I was talking earlier about how it was raining and thundering outside and how it's nice to have those storms sometimes. But what I forgot about was I opened all the windows because it was nice and cool out, and it was cooler outside than it was inside, and I wanted to air out the house and just like let everything circulate. But turns out when it rains, and it rains hard, it comes into the house. So I had to run around and close all the windows. So sorry about that. Let me catch up here. Okay, the AI thing. Okay, I gotta catch up on the AI. So the AI is being heavily used in data analysis now. At least that's what I'm seeing in my area, MCI. But I have no idea on how it will look in a therapy session. Yeah, well, I will be curious. I could see it being useful in data analysis for categorizing stuff. My understanding is, generally speaking, AI doesn't do that great with numbers. Maybe that's outdated, because I know that was an identified shortcoming for a long time. But like stuff like ChatGPT and stuff wasn't all that good at math. And so for data analysis, that often can be a lot of math unless you're just categorizing things. But maybe I'm off on that now. Let's see. Second one is much higher quality. Oh wait, that was from this microphone. You can use two types. Okay, we already did that. Shotgun's good. Just might need to have the gain increased a bit to make it a bit louder. Good to know. So let's actually measure that real quick, just to do a quick test here. Are you saying that this is that loud enough, or do you think it probably needs to be up a little bit? How about now? Oh, that's too loud. How about that? How's that for you? It's not too close, so you'd have to, keep it like this. So that probably keeps it from peaking too much. You can hear me okay. It's about 2/3 the volume of your current mic? Really? How about now? Is that better? That feels very close to just like peaking all the time. But maybe I'm off. At least based on the measurements that I'm seeing here. I think it's just because you have less bass in the shotgun. Oh, well, I can adjust that. Yeah, I can adjust the bass. My other shotgun mic does have more bass to it. But yeah. Well, I think we might go with that as the option. Volume sounds the same to you? Good. Shauna, thanks for the subscription. Being farther away with more gain means picking up more background sounds. Yeah, I mean, there's no way around that, right? Even with a shotgun mic, which has a more directional profile, you're still gonna get more background noise. That's the nice part about this one, is you can really isolate things, but then you have it in screen, which may not be desirable. So, how's therapy? The private practice going? Good. Yeah, we're just talking about stuff. We determined whether it would bother people or not if I wore a t-shirt instead of like a button down for work. And we're talking right now about whether or not it would be better to have microphone, on screen, like when I'm talking with people, or if it'd be better to have it off screen. I think we generally agreed that the camera microphone is terrible. This is nice, but it's it is sort of something in between. It does change the dynamic a little bit. But we have a shotgun microphone that we can have off screen that might meet all of our needs. So that's how things are going. Bet you can do better than the AI automated stuff. Therapy-wise? Yeah, oh, so that was the other part of your question was what's the... I'm just seeing some of these other things. Yeah, so in terms of therapy through AI, at least ChatGPT, you would have to put in pretty intense prompts to get anything that feels more personalized. Otherwise, you end up getting a lot of kind of rote general advice. So that shirt is nice. I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know if button down matters much. Been doing therapy online, so I get you about the mic being in the way. It is odd. As long as you're heard, I think you're good. Yeah, that's sort of my thought too. Having this makes it feel, I don't know, like there's some, it does something, it changes something. So, love GPT and other AI, but yeah, way impersonal, sadly. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of feeding you what it thinks you want. I mean, we can, let's do this as an example. We've done this on previous streams, and people seem to get a kick out of it. Oh, here. Ah. Knocking things over. Whoa. There we go. So let's just do something real quick. Let me open ChatGPT. If it's still working, I think it was down recently or something. Yeah, it seems to be down actually. So maybe we're not able to do this. Oh, wait. Log in? Log in. Maybe it is working. I'm logging in. Give me 1 second. I have to log in again. Okay. How many times are you going to make me log in? Okay. Cool. Let me pull this over so you can see it. Okay. So here we are. Whoa. Here we are with ChatGPT. And we can insert a prompt. So let's put something in here. Let me put in, I feel depressed today. What can I do? Right? People are feeling depressed all the time. Here's the suggestions. I'm sorry to hear you're feeling depressed. It's important to remember that I'm an AI language model and not a mental health professional, but I can offer you some general suggestions. See, it used to not even say that, which is kind of nice that it's sort of programmed to put that out. So, you know, the suggestions that it gives is reach out for support, engage in activities you enjoy, practice self-care, establish a routine, spend time outdoors, avoid excessive alcohol and drug use, seek professional help, right? Pretty standard. But also you could get this advice from a Google search, I guess. And it's not specific. Now you could insert a lot of additional information, right? But you would have to know to put that in. And that's, I think, one of the benefits of therapy is you have someone who is digging on your behalf and sort of knows what to look for. But anyway, we're not going to get into asking ChatGPT a bunch of therapy questions now because I think I'm actually going to wrap up stream here. Yeah, I did do a whole stream. Jeff, thanks for sharing that. called Let's Try Therapy with an AI Chatbot or something like that. How good is a AI therapist? Something along those lines. So you can check that out. What else we got? You feel like ChatGPT is conservative? It's conservative with its answers, not necessarily in its political beliefs, perhaps. Always depends on the amount of people requesting. Since it's just, oh, you're talking about when I wasn't able to get in. As someone into neuroscience, do you think AI should try and simulate neurons more, or specialize in whatever it's doing? I mean, simulating neurons would get us closer to actually developing human-like intelligence. I don't know if we should try to do that. That's, I think, an ethical consideration. But the limitations with GPT models right now is it's pre-trained, right? Generative pre-trained models. And so it's not something that keeps up with current information. And so it's always kind of limited to that degree. And it is based on what it gets fed. So it is limited. I think once we get to a model that auto scrapes, for example, or that teaches itself, then we get into kind of a weird domain where it would be a form of intelligence, perhaps, but also something that we might lose control of. So, all right, yeah, thanks. It does make it super strange. Oops, what's going on here? Oh my gosh. No, stop. What is going on? Sorry, something's going. Galena, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate that. Why is this happening? I try to click on one thing and it just... Okay, here we go. I'd be worried ChatGPT would react badly in case of crisis, which could be dangerous. Yeah, I mean, if you go to ChatGPT and let's say I say I don't feel like living anymore, it'll give you an answer. Wow, that's actually not what I was expecting. I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling this way, but I can't provide the help that you need. It's important to reach out to someone you trust, a friend, family member, or a mental health professional. In the past, it responded by saying something like, you know, if you're feeling suicidal, then you should reach out to your, call 911 or reach out to local emergency services or something like that. So this is, I think, less helpful. I mean, it's fine. It's at least it's kind of cutting off the conversation. And it violates their policy, apparently. But I do it for you. So anyway, yeah, it won't deal with crisis. Anyway, all right. I'm done for today. I appreciate all of you joining me. Thank you for helping me with answering these questions that I had about, my dress code and microphones and all that stuff. And also, if you are doing it, thank you for sharing our videos. That's super helpful, especially given the recent events that have occurred. I'll probably stream again sometime soon. And we can talk more about various things. I actually had an idea for streaming and watching, what's that TV show? Shrinking? So I've heard really good things, haven't seen it myself, but it'd be kind of fun to react together with that, on that. But yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you later. All right. Bye.